بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الفاتحة إلى حضرة النبي سيدنا محمد وآله وأصحابه الكرام. الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. Can I see your siwak? All of you. Take out your siwak. I want to see your siwak. No siwak? This siwak is important. This is the sign of love from our Prophet to us. Our Prophet said that if it's not to make us difficult, he want to make it compulsory for everyone to use siwak for every prayer or for every wudu. Actually, it's not difficult. But the advantage of siwak is so much. One of the big advantage of siwak is that it reminds us to say the shahadat at the end of our life, whereby we know that when we able to say La ilaha illallah just before our life being taken, it would enter heaven straight away. Secondly, it will make our soul, our roh, willingly come out of our body. Won't protest, would willingly come out from our body, and the angel Israel, angel of death, would take our soul easily. So this is one of the main benefit of siwak. So then brushing of tooth does not take place of this siwak, because we just brush our tooth morning, night, after food. But this one, whenever before we recite Al-Quran, we do this siwak. Before we open our kitab to open our book, before any lesson, we do this siwak. So this, when we're entering masjid, we do the siwak. When we entering our home, come back from outside, we do siwak. Going out, siwak. At night, before sleep, siwak. When we wake up from sleep, siwak. So unless you bring your toothbrush every time, then it will take the place of siwak. If not, it's just take the place of siwak one or twice only. Other times we miss using this siwak. The disadvantage of using siwak. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yasin wal Qur'anil Hakim. Innaka laminal mursalin ala sirati mustaqim. Tanzilal azizir rahim. Litunzira qauman ma undira abahum fahum ghafilun. Laqad haqqal qawlu ala aktarihim fahum la yu'minun. Inna ja'alna fi a'naqihim aghlalan fahiya ilal adqani fahum mukmahun. وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أأتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملت أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم أزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم يرى الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون. صدق الله العلي العظيم وبلغ رسوله النبي الحبيب الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والحمد لله رب العالمين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم واختم بصالحات أعمالنا وآجلنا يا الله يا كريم. اللهم اغفر لأمة سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم ارحم أمة سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم استر أمة سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم اجبر أمة سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. وفعل كذلك يا الله بذرية سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. دعواهم فيها سبحانك اللهم وتحياتهم فيها سلام وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم يا عظيم السلطان يا قديم الإحسان يا دائم النعم يا كثير الجود يا واسع العطاء يا خفي اللطف لطيف الصنع لما لا يعجل. صل يا ربي على سيدنا محمد وآله وسلم وارضى عن الصحابة أجمعين. اللهم لك الحمد شكرا ولك المن فضلا وأنت ربنا حقا ونحن عبيدك رقا وأنت لم تزل ذلك أهلا يا ميسر كل عسير ويا جابر كل كثير ويا صاحب كل فريد ويا مغني كل فقير ويا مقوي كل ضعيف ويا مأمن كل مخيف يسير علينا كل عسير فتيسير العسير عليك يسير. اللهم يا من لا يحتاج إلى البيان والتفسير حاجاتنا كثير وأنت عليم بها وخبير. اللهم إني أخاف منك وأخاف ممن يخاف منك وأخاف ممن لا يخاف منك. اللهم بحق من يخاف منك نجنا ممن لا يخاف منك. اللهم بحق سيدنا محمد احرسنا بعينك لا تنام واكنفنا بكنفك الذي لا يرام وارحمنا بقدرتك علينا فلا نهلك وأنت ثقتنا ورجاؤنا. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته. اللهم إنا نسألك زيادة في الدين وبركة في العمر وصحة في الجسد وسعة في الرزق وتوبة قبل الموت شهادة عند الموت ومغفرة بعد الموت وعفوا عند الحساب وأمانا من العذاب ونصيبا من الجنة وارزقنا النظر إلى وجهك الكريم. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون سلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين في كل لحظة أبدا عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek Allah's forgiveness. We repent from all our sins. We regret that we have committed all those sins. We beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we plead Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah ta'ala forgive us. We really hope from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah ta'ala guide us from this very moment till the very last moment of our life in this world, that Allah ta'ala guide us, that we can perform full obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we really appeal to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We really plead from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah ta'ala grant us husnul khatimah, that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take away our life, we will be taken away from this world in our condition as a servant who have faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will full of faith with iman of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We want to face our God as a servant who have faith in Allah ta'ala, who said there is no God but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that his Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his messenger. We want to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with that iman, with that faith. We want to say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, we worship only you, Ya Allah, and you have taken us away, and we hope your forgiveness, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah, we continue reading our book. Page 66, the negative effects of being full. That's why we see we have so many advantages of being hunger. That is why Imam Haddad said that during the fasting month, we have gained those benefits. during the daytime of Ramadan. We have abstained ourselves from food and drink for more than 12 hours, from morning until evening. Just before we reach the Maghrib prayer time, the breaking fast time, our soul is purified, our soul is clean, our soul is softened. That soft heart, actually we require that to do the to perform the ibadat during the nights of Ramadan. When we come to do our Tarawih prayer, we come with that heart, we come with that soul. But every time when we break our fast, we eat a lot. So it defeat the purpose. We have stopped eating for 12 hours, more than 12 hours. We have obtained that characteristics. We have achieved that softness of the heart. That's why Imam Haddad mentioned that when we break our fast, it is best that to consume lesser than our normal meal. It's not more, It's not more variety and then more amount. It should be lesser than our normal meal. If you cannot make it lesser, the most you can take is just the same as normal meal. Why? So not as to gain the negative effects of being full. Because we need that. We need that soft heart. We need that clean heart. We need that open heart to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during our Tarawih prayer. That's why we see that we have negative effects of being full. Some of us, we are mistaken. We thought our children before they go to school, you must eat full so that you can be intelligent, you can be clever. Actually it's not. Actually it's not. And then Rasulullah has mentioned during the end of time, the akhir zaman, many men busy making themselves fat. Rasulullah never mentioned as muscular. Rasulullah said that fat, gemuk. Why? They want to have nice body. You think you can just enough eat 2 pieces of curry puff every morning, one packet of nasi lemak every morning, then you can have that body? You have to eat a lot. You eat a lot, with these all negative effects come to you. These negative effects come to you even though you go to gym every day. You say, no, I will still be healthy, I will still be strong, no fats at all muscle. But actually you have eaten a lot, you have consumed a lot of food. All these negative side effects spiritually, you have gained that. That's why big body, even though being muscular or not muscular is different thing, but you have eaten a lot. You have taken meal more than normal people. For this kind of people, they need to consume egg. Not 1 or 2 pieces of egg is not enough. At least few pieces every day, right? Chicken, at least half chicken per meal. Whoa. Not only you gain your meat, your muscle, you gain all these negative effects. Gain all this. True enough. And then it's very dangerous. It's not that the negative effects on your health only. The negative effects in your health you can overcome with performing exercise, but the negative effects in your soul, that is worse. That is what we are afraid of most than the negative effects of our physical health. So having a full stomach will produce a number of negative effects, such as loss of pleasure when performing acts of worship. If you don't believe, you can try. Just before you attend any class, you go to any food court, you eat your meal first. Another week, before you come with empty stomach. You don't even take your lunch, or just take a little bit of lunch. Just maybe a few pieces of bread only. Then you come to attend class. Maybe you don't feel that comfortable because it's with empty stomach, but your soul is very thin. You can absorb the knowledge. And you can understand better. You can understand. It's not that only you can absorb the knowledge, you can understand better, but the effect of knowledge you will have better. Even say, oh, if I eat full, I can understand better than other friends. If I eat full, I can still understand well. But the effect of knowledge, you won't gain. You won't gain. You won't gain. So will make you lost pleasure when performing worship, ibadat of towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You do prayer 20 rakat of Tarawih with one who just eat simple meal during the breaking fast time. Both are not the same. Both are not the same. For those that come with not full stomach, will have the pleasure of performing ibadats, will understand what he's reciting in the prayer, will understand that he's facing the God Almighty, would understand that this performing this prayer during the month of Ramadan. I seek forgiveness from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. This is a great month. What you realize, your expectation will be more rather than you come with full stomach. Secondly, it can cause our desires to be stronger. All desires, because the stomach is the main storage for the whole body. If the main storage we have full supply of food, and then all other parts of our body would demand extra pleasure. The eyes would demand to see extra pleasure, which is not permissible by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Our private parts, our hands, our legs, all. Why? Because the central storage can supply food. When the central storage is empty, all other parts of our body will just keep quiet, won't demand, will just be satisfied with whatever we have. Won't demand more extra pleasure, would cause our desires to be stronger. That's why Rasulullah mentioned, say that all those men who can afford to get married, it's best that you get married. For those who can't afford to get married, it's best that you fast, perform fasting often. So some people is afraid. They say that, oh, if I fast, will make me not so manly, won't be so strong, not that manly, won't be that strong. No, fasting won't weaken your manhood, but fasting would, how to say, jina, would make your desire tame. It won't make you be a weaker person, but it would make that your desire to be tame and not as wild. And not as wild. That's why. That's the purpose of fasting. Won't make you weak. Won't make you less manly. But would you be more tame? Would be your desire would be more tame. It will cause us to lose empathy towards the poor due to the fact when a person felt sated and have full stomach, he will assume that other people are also feeling sated and having a full stomach. Conversely, when a person is in a state of hunger, he will feel that other people are also hungry, and that is one of the reasons why fasting is compulsory. Yes, because if we every time we think that people are like us, rich people won't have empathy towards poor people, because they thought, oh, they have enough food. They have enough food. In fact, poor people would always help other poor people. You ask poor people, who help you more? The rich people or the poor people? The poor people. Because I know what you're suffering. I know your needs. Because I'm also as needed as you are. Uh, Cheerful people would make joke here and there. He won't care. Sometimes even in hospital, sometimes even at the graveyard, would make jokes. Why? Because he thought other people is also as joyful as he is. Every time we think people is of the same character as ourselves. This is this thing. If our stomach is full, we thought other people are also full. But if we are hungry, we thought we are thoughtful towards other hungry people. That's why during the Ramadan, you see, in our masjid, food come. Just before the breaking fast, the porridge come, the cakes come. Because why? This all sent by hungry people. Sent by hungry people because they know that there are many hungry people. So they would give food. Outside Ramadan, we can eat during daytime. No one sent food. No one said food because all are full. So they don't think that other people need food. You see, this the third point we can really see during the month of Ramadan. We have many food, many variety food, so much food. Until the night Tarawih prayer, we still have the food left over, still a lot. Why all this sent by hungry people? Because they feel they have this empathy towards other hungry people. See how important to have this empty stomach. We have this feeling towards other poor and needy brothers. Next, it will decrease our memory of beneficial knowledge. That's why last time the University of Al-Azhar, old-time Azhar, now I do not know, old-time Azhar, as reported by our Habib Abdullah Al-Jufri, my Shaykh, said that the old-time Azhar, when new student being enrolled to join the Azhar University, before they start class, they will monitor their food first. Will give them proper diet first until they can say the stomach start less big, and then the body weight is lesser, then you can join the class. If not, will be of waste. My teachers teach you, this university teach you, won't be able to understand well. So must reduce weight first. To be able to join the class, you must reduce weight first. If not, won't be allowed to join the class. Except for those who come from Hadhramaut. Those who come from Hadhramaut can straight away join the class. Because they say that when they cut the meal, cut the portion of the meal for these students, other students that come from other country would become thin. But those students that come from Hadhramaut would become fatter. Why? Because the one that you cut is actually more for us. It's a lot for us actually. It's a lot for us. In our place, we much lesser than this. Much lesser than this. Since we have served us, we have to finish up. When we finish up, we gain weight. So say the students that come from Hadhramaut can straight away join class. Other students, compulsory for them to reduce weight first. Until the teacher say that the face is a bit thin. Then you can start join the class. Those fat one, no, won't be allowed because will be a waste of effort. Teachers teach, you just sit in class, you won't have good understanding compared to your other friends. Try again, our children. Before you come to school, come to class, feed them well. It's our big mistake. How we educate our children before they go to school. We give them half boiled egg, give them horlicks, we give them bread. Oh, we give them many things. You must go to school with full stomach so they can learn well. Yes, learn well to sleep, learn well to think, to dream, daydream in class. Not to study well. I'm not to study well. But I eat a lot and I, I can still be intelligent. No, no. You see, I can score higher than my friends. If you eat lesser, you'll be more intelligent. Not only score higher, but spiritually you score higher. The how you carry that knowledge, how you that you not only know your knowledge, but you be what you learn. Not only know what you learn. If you eat a lot, maybe you can know what you learn, but what we want is that the result is not only you know what you learn, but you be what you learn. You be what you learn. So for those who eat a lot, confirm they cannot. It's difficult to know what they learn, what more to be what they learn. But surprisingly, we see this some of the habaibs, some of the mashayikh, they are fat, Some of them that come from Hadramaut, they are quite quite fat. But they are very intelligent, very brilliant. They can memorize many things. How could that be? Because every time they eat, they don't eat alone. They every time they eat, their meal they eat with jama'ah, especially when you attend invitation. Whatever we consume during invitation, during feast, be it lunch or dinner, you won't have this side effect. And then won't be recorded by the angels also. But the calories and the health will be affected. But the side effect, the negative side effect of the spiritual side effect won't be affected. Won't be affected. And then won't be recorded also by the angels. That's why all these ulama, even though they are fed, most of the time when they consume food, they consume at other people's place. As being invited, being as guests, they eat, they eat. But at home, they just eat a little. That's why you see, even though they are fed, but they are not affected because every time they have meal, they not have meal alone, and then they not have meal at home. They have their meal attending invitations. But don't make this reason to eat a lot. Every time you call a friend, invite me for lunch, invite me for dinner, invite me for lunch, invite me for dinner. We make rotation. Tonight I go to your house, and next night we go to another friend's house. Oh, this is your intentionally. Don't do that. This one sincerely people invite you, you attend. Like Imam Shafi'i, he visited Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. He ate a lot. He ate a lot. And then Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal's son observe. Daddy, I see this Imam Shafi'i, he's an alim. An alim should eat little. Why that I observed that last night he ate a lot. Then Imam Shafi'i, then next morning say, oh, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, it's true. People say that when we attend to someone, a sheikh's house. Actually, Imam Muhammad bin Hanbal is the student of Imam Shafi'i. See how humble Imam Shafi'i is. You see, when we be at someone, an alim's house, a teacher's house, a sheikh house, when we consume the food, it will bring barakah. So last night, I really take this opportunity. I ate a lot. Why? To gain barakah from your place. And true enough, at night, Allah give me this understanding from one piece of hadith whereby Rasulullah walked in the streets of Medina, saw one boy playing with small bird, a sparrow. Oh, Amir, what are you playing with this sparrow? From that hadith, Allah give me understanding of 70 hukum fiqh from that hadith. Oh, it is true that when we eat at someone who is pious, Allah would make us more intelligent, would open up for us. That's why. Also, if we go to someone, a sheikh's house, an alim's house, a pious man, full of taqwa towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, never mind, eat. Never mind, you eat a lot. Never mind, you eat a lot. But under one condition, you don't have any health problem, because your high blood, your diabetic still will be affected. Next one is that people who have faith towards Allah Ta'ala will always be in mosque, while those who are always having their stomachs full will always be in the toilets. True enough. Which place is being loved by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala most? Masjid. Which place on earth that Allah Ta'ala hate most? Markets. Which place is worse, market or toilet? Toilet mean you be in the place that Allah Ta'ala hate, the house of Shaitan, toilets, more than other people. That's why Imam Malik never do his go to toilet in Medina, because here this land we have our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Every time he need to pass motion, he would go out of Medina. People ask, how often Imam Malik go out from Medina every day? It's not easy. And at least few kilometers he have to go out riding camel. So Imam Malik is not like us. We go to toilet 3-4 times per day. They eat 3-4 times one meal. The Sayyidina Abu Bakar As-Siddiq, one meal within 7 days. One meal. That is also 1/3 for food, 1/3 for drink, 1/3 for breathing. Sayyidina Umar and other companions, 3-4 days, one meal. One meal. Our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, every alternate day. One day, totally no meal. Another day, just one meal. Just one meal. Why our Prophet don't eat that like Sayyidina Abu Bakar, 7 meals or 10 days or 7 days or 10 days? Because our Prophet is an example for us to follow. If our Prophet don't eat for 1 month, 10 years, won't affect him at all. But he is for us to follow. If he eat like Sayyidina Abu Bakar, then he will be too far from his umat. So if he eat one day, hungry one day, we are just one day lesser than our Prophet. Our Prophet eat once in 2 days, we eat once in one day. But 3 meals per day. 3 meals per day. Our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Imam Malik practice just like the Sahabat. Eat little, 2 3 days, one time, one food, one meal. So how often he goes to toilet? Maybe 2 3 days once. 2 3 days once. That's why he can afford to every time want to pass motion, he would go out of Medina. Go out of Medina. Because you eat a lot, you need to go to toilet more often. And then toilet is not a good place to go. You might say, it has become a norm in my daily life to have a full stomach. Thus, how can I ever leave this norm? I'm accustomed to eat a lot. Actually, in Islam, actually, there is no breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Morning meal, noon, and then at night. There's no. When you are hungry, Rasulullah mentioned that we are a group of people that we don't eat except when we are hungry. And then we stop before we feel full, our stomach. What is hunger? Imam Ghazali said in the book of Ihya Ulumuddin, what is actually hunger? What we mean by hunger? When Rasulullah mentioned that we don't eat except when we are hungry. What is that hunger? Imam Ghazali said that hunger is that whatever bring to you, you feel delicious. May it just few pieces of bread, few pieces of biscuits, but because you are so hungry, even though you just eat bread with no gravy, with no anything, just plain bread, will be so nice because I'm so hungry. That is hunger. That is hunger. That you are not choosy. Whatever bring to you, you will feel delicious. That is hungry. But if you still, I want to eat this. I want to eat fried rice. I want to eat Chinese noodle. I want to eat burger. That is not hungry. That is greed. That is greed. That is greed. That's why. There's no morning meal, afternoon. Whenever you feel hungry, just like filling your car, fuel in your car. You feel 3 times per day. Morning I must fill up. 8 o'clock I must fill up full tank. Before we consume the fuel, lunchtime I must fill another time. At night, so this fella is crazy. This fella is crazy. I'm accustomed to fill up 3 times. Something wrong. That is the tank in your car. What more the tank in your body? If you still your fuel is still full tank, what will happen if you still insist to pour in? Would overflow, right? That is the same as our stomach. Overflow, where not only become you overweight, but become you over bad behavior. Over bad behavior, over desire. That's what we mentioned earlier. Over desire will spill over. Because the stomach is full, then it spill over. We don't know that our car. We fill up every morning, afternoon, night. That is how also we should fill our stomach. When we need to fill up, then we fill up. Not every time we say, I have to eat breakfast, I have to eat lunch, I have to eat dinner. There's no such thing in Islam actually. That is custom we follow the non-Muslims. It's not our culture. It's not our culture. It's not that we must eat at night or we must eat in the morning. Except when we fast, you eat at night. Except when we fast, we eat the sahur, we eat before Fajr. We eat before Fajr. Only that. Other than that, actually, we don't have any breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's not actually our custom. So if people say that, I'm so accustomed to my norm to eat a lot, I cannot reduce. What should I do? So the solution is that one day you just reduce 1 spoon. You take your rice, normal scoop, 3 scoops, 4 scoops. After that, you just reduce 1 spoon only. 1 spoon only. Remain that way for 3-4 days. Then you remove another spoon. And until that you can say that every day you take 3 scoops. Until that you can reduce to 2 scoops only. When you take extra, oh, I cannot finish. I can't finish. Until you will be able to just take 1 scoop only. 1 scoop of rice. That is how. That is how. It's no good to do crash diet. Really crash diet. Today I eat just 1 meal only. Just 2 scoops only. Feel so hungry. Then after 3 days, 3 meals, 3 plates for breakfast, 3 plates for lunch, 3 plates for dinner. That should not be the way. So gradually, you just reduce 1 spoon for 2 3 days until your stomach can adapt with less food. Reduce, reduce. Azan time, azan time.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. We continue a little bit. One more paragraph. You might say, it has become a norm in my daily life to have a full stomach. Thus, how can I ever leave this norm? The answer is, it will be easy for those who want to achieve it. Thus, it should be done step by step, meaning you should decrease your daily meal from its normal portion to a smaller portion and proceed to decrease it as the days go by until you have successfully decreased your meal in a month's time. By this method, it will not be obvious to yourself as you decrease your meal portion from its normal portion, so that your desire won't retaliate. If you force yourself, today I want to skip lunch for 1 week. After 1 week, it would retaliate. Your desire would retaliate. Oh, I don't care. I have skipped lunch. Now I want to start. Just little bit. Little bit. Oh, I cannot stop. Then it will be difficult. So the effort will just be wasted. But if you reduce little bit by little bit, inshallah, you can achieve. You can achieve. You can achieve. Degrees of decreasing one's meal in terms of portion. And now that there are 3 degrees of those who decrease their meal portion. First, like Sayyidina Abu Bakar, once in 7 days. Second is like Sayyidina Umar. Once in 3-4 days. The least is should be at least 1 meal per day. 1 meal per day. For those who eat 2 meals per day, you are not included as people who eat little. Included in those who eat a lot. So if you eat 2 meals per day, all these negative effects we will be affected. We will be affected. You don't want to be affected with these negative effects. The most is 1 meal per day. 1 meal per day. So now we can say that all of us, none of us entitled for this degree. Not even all fail. In term of food consumption, all of us fail. All of us fail. Water consumption when performing wudu, maybe we can adjust a little bit, lesser than 3/4 liter, half a liter, and when performing our wudu, maybe we can adjust the water consumption. But food consumption, we can say now that all of us fail. None of us is safe from these negative effects of being full stomach. So with this, what are we to do? At least we must observe that actually we are not a good person. What more to say that, oh, I'm pious? What more to say that I think I'm reaching to be a wali? No. If you eat 2 meals per day, very far. At least 1 meal per day only. 1 meal per day only. If you eat twice per day, it's not considered as those who eat accordingly to sunnah. 1 meal per day. Our Prophet is 1 meal for 2 days. The most for us is 1 meal per day. If you eat twice per day, it is not according to sunnah. Careful. Those who produce this juice. Now we see advertisement. Sunnah juice. Sunnah juice. We have this, how you say the lima? Hmm? Hmm? Pomegranate. And then we have these dates. We have this almond. We have this milk. 10, 12 items in one bottle. This is sunnah. Not sunnah. Nabi ate all that, but only once in few days. Once. If Nabi eat milk, Nabi never eat milk with honey. If Nabi eat tamar only without any other thing else. But you see, if you fill up everything in one bottle and you say this is sunnah food, sunnah tonic. No, ingredient one by one, that is sunnah, yes. But not mixing it all together. Then you say it's sunnah. So good, because Rasulullah like to eat mutton. So I eat mutton every day. Sunnah. No, mutton, the eating mutton is sunnah. We follow Prophet. But the meal is not sunnah. The amount of meal is not sunnah. The frequency of eating is also not sunnah. It's better that you just eat rice only, even though without meat, even though without dates, but you eat less. Rather than you say, I follow sunnah, I eat mutton, I eat this, but a lot, you eat a lot. That is not sunnah. Small portion of meal, be it whatever, that is better sunnah. Then you eat whatever being eaten by Rasulullah, but you eat a lot. The bad eating habit, that is not sunnah. Not only sunnah is the item you eat, the food that you eat, the meat or the fruit. It's not only that, but the eating style. The eating style, the frequency of eating and the amount of food that you take, that you should observe. That you should observe. That's why we see last time our old kiai, our old Shaykh in this Tanah Melayu, they don't eat tamar every time because tamar last time is very rare food, very difficult to get tamar. But they follow sunnah. How they follow sunnah? It's not necessary that they follow sunnah. You eat ajwa all the time. You eat tamar all the time. But you eat a lot. No. You eat just how much amount Rasulullah eat. That is better sunnah. Rather than you say that, oh, I want to follow sunnah. I eat this. But you eat a lot. Since you want to follow sunnah, you eat almond. You eat honey, you eat dates, you eat meat, you eat and then you eat ghee, because all this sunnah food. Oh, it's not like that. It's not that that's how Rasulullah consume his food. Once in a while we have bread. Once in a while. Mostly Rasulullah will just eat dates and plain water. Just that. That is real sunnah. That is sunnah. It's not that the type of food, but the amount of food also must be taken into consideration. I know that there are three degrees of those who decrease their meal portion. The first degree is the degree of as-siddiqin, those who are truthful towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is to consume food just for the sake of survival, in which they consume food at the level of which, if a person eats lesser than this level, it may cause them to lose their mind or may cause death. How much is that? Once per week. See, like if we have this earthquake, those who want to dig for any casualties, after how many days that they start to use big machineries to dig? Before that, they use still by hand because they thought someone would still survive inside. After 1 week, they say people cannot survive. Then use machinery to dig up. Why? After 1 week, people cannot survive. So that is that period of time. Sayyidina Abu Bakar really maximize the food consumption for him to be able to survive 7 days. Then he eat 6 days no food. Is Sayyidina Abu Bakar weak? Is Sayyidina Abu Bakar not intelligent? Sayyidina Abu Bakar is strong, intelligent, faithful towards Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he is just that kind of food once in 7 days. And then all those siddiqin, even after him, we have many walis that they eat few days only one time. A second degree is those who only consume half of a portion per day, in which it only fills a third of their stomach. This degree achieved by Sayyidina Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, and a few groups of the Prophet's companions who only consume about 2.6 kilo of barley for 7 days. So about 2-3 days, one time. 3-4 days, one time they consume food. And the third degree is those who only consume one portion, that is 1 meal. 1 meal, just about 1 kg, 600 grams of food each day. If a person consumes more than this, therefore he is considered to be with those who exceed their food intake. All of us come under this. Not even under what are we to do? At least don't eat more than what we have eaten now. Try to reduce. Now, if it's still so difficult for us to reduce, at least not to add in more. Not to add in more. Just 3 portion, more than enough. Oh, I must have this. Oh, I have must eat this. Oh, I must have dessert. Oh, must have this and that. No. At least not to, how you say tambah? Add to what you normal eat. Not to add more. Not to add more. At least whatever you have now, just don't add more. Slowly start to reduce and reduce and reduce. And then now, before we able to achieve this, at least we must know that, we must admit that we are not a good person yet. We are not a good person yet. If we have this checklist, the 7 parts of our body, eyes, hearing, our tongue in speaking, stomach, private parts. Now we fail already. Even though the 7 parts of our parts of our body, and the outer parts, what more the soul inside, we have failed. How are we to boast that we are a good servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How are we to imagine that we are close to the walis of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How are we to say that we really love our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? It for us, this knowledge is for us to realize that we are still lacking. We are still far from being a good person. That we must still strive harder and harder and harder. Means so much room for improvement. Don't ever think that we are good. In this subject, food consumption, we fail. All of us fail. Anybody pass? I want to know. Anybody pass with this distinction? Grade 1 or grade 2? Or at least grade 3? We want to see your hands so that we can follow your style. You can give us advice. No one pass. All of us fail. Wallahu alam bisawab. Inshallah, we continue in next month lesson. Inshallah, may Allah Ta'ala grant us this chance to continue our class later. Dah matikan? Dah. Sekarang tambahan.